Okay, here we are at Skindex, and that's minecraftskins.com. I'll put a link for this right in the description. You can just click on that and come right to this page. Now, using the site is free. You can just sign up for it. I'm already logged into my account right here. It's ad supported, so there are ads all over the page. Now I'm hiding all of these ads. You'll see those big blocks in there. That's just hiding those ads. That's just supporting the site so it can stay up on the internet, and it's really, really useful. Now, this is a great site to find all kinds of skins that other people have made. Here's just a quick sample of some of these things. And you can even download these onto your computer and then have fun with those. Here's one with penguins. It's kind of fun. I like that one. So great site just for that. But the nice thing that I like about Skindex is you can make your own skins here. Just go over here to the editor right there. And here's a skin that I made as an example for this video. I'm just going to take this out of here first and set this back to its default setting. Right down to the bottom of this left-hand side tool section, click on Reset Skins. And OK, and there we go. That's what it looks like when it first opens up. It's just this kind of a grid thing. Now, this is really hard to understand what's going on here. Notice that there's kind of a hand right there. If I click and hold, I can pull that around and kind of see the 3D shape, but it's really hard to understand what's going on. So the first thing you really need to do here is to load a skin into this. Makes it much easier to work with this. Now for that, right down here is a button that says Upload from Computer. So we'll simply go ahead and upload a new skin here. Now let me first show you where you can find the default skin, and I'll bring up a file window for that here on my computer. All right, I have two windows open here. One is just a folder on my hard drive. I named it Skins, and I'll put my skins in here, just make it easy to find these things. Here's the default skin for the game, and here's one that I made there inside of Skindex. Let me show you where you can find that default skin. Real easy to do. Just open up the Minecraft launcher and go into Installations right here. Here's the latest release, and go over here to the right where it says play, and just to the right of that there's this folder button right there. Click on that. This takes you right to the right folder right here. Okay, in here, come down where it says versions. Let me just bring that up here. There it is right there. Go into versions, and then scroll down to your version of Minecraft. Right now I'm playing in 1.16.5 right here. Go inside that folder, and you'll see two files here, a jar file and a JSON file with the name of the version right there. If you're not seeing the jar and the JSON, easy to fix. Go up here to View, and right here it says File Name Extensions. Just check that. You'll then see that .jar and .json. Now I'm just going to drag this and copy this over to my other folder. Just bring that up right there. There we go. So I'll grab it. I'm just going to right drag this just like that, and then copy here. There we go. Okay, I'm done with this, and just close that down. Now this is a jar file, and this can be opened up with a program like 7-zip or with a program like WinRAR. Those can both open up jar files. If you don't have those, you can actually just change that .jar. Just click on it and then rename it to zip instead of jar. Say yes. It's now just a regular zip file. It always was, it just had a different name on that. So I'll right click on this one and open in a new window. Let this open up here. There we go. This way I can just go into Assets, then into Minecraft, then down here at Textures, and then Entity right there. And in here, we're just going to scroll way down to the bottom. And right down there, there is that steve.png file right there. So all you have to do is just to copy this file over into your working folder, and mine's already sitting right there. So that's where you can find that file. So we now have our default file in here. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to Skindex. And then come down here and click on where it says Upload from Computer. And then navigate to your folder. I'm already sitting there. And just click on that default file, the steve.png, and choose Open. In here you can choose the classic look or the skinny look. This is just skinnier arms. I'll do the classic look, and there we go. There's the file. It's a lot easier now to understand what's going on. Put your hand out here, cursor here, click and hold. You can kind of drag this around and just look at the different parts of it. Now notice that there's this grid around the outside. This is really interesting here inside of Skindex. That actually is another layer on top of the character. You can paint on either one of those, either the body. I can hide the body right there, or I can hide that outer layer. So if you want to paint on the body, just click on that so it goes away so it's gray, and now just the body is showing. If I bring that back up, now that grid is showing, and I can paint on the grid on top of the body. So I actually have a thin layer floating above the other layer. I'll show you how that works in just a bit. Let's just hide that for right now. Now down here, this allows you to show or hide different parts of the figure. And this is useful if you want to get in parts like the side of the top here, in behind the arm. You can click on the arm there and hide it, and I can now paint that side of that. Other side, same thing. I'll just click on that arm. That's now hidden. Now if I click out here and drag, I can then see that side, and I can then paint inside there. So it's very useful to be able to show and hide. Same thing for the insides of the legs. If I hide one leg like that, I can then paint the inside of that leg. If I reverse that, I can then paint the inside of that leg. Same thing for the bottom of the torso in here, and for the top of the body, although you never really see it. But you can do that but just by hiding the head. You can then paint the top of the body. That little bit right here and right here occasionally will show. So this allows you to show just the part that you want to actually work on at the time. So don't just do this. You'll have empty holes left. Make sure that you go in and show the hidden parts and then paint in those hidden parts in there. Okay, so there's our main body. Okay, left-hand side, we have all of our tools over here. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit here so you can see all of our tools. There we go. We have a pencil tool for painting on. Let me just hide that outer layer. There we are. An eraser tool. Now I really like this one. This is an auto tone tool. You can put in a solid color and then use this to kind of vary that color. It's nice having some texture in there as we have in here on the Steve texture. This allows you to pick a color. This fills a block area. It doesn't fill in individual color areas like some graphics programs. It just fills in a whole block face. And here's an undo and redo. And then this allows you to darken colors, and this allows you to lighten colors. And you can zoom in and zoom out right down there. So it's actually pretty easy to use. Let's just look at the shirt in here. If I grab the paint bucket and go up here to our colors, you can see the color is right there. And that number, this is the hexadecimal number. This is occasionally useful if you have a graphics program and you're picking colors over there and you know the hexadecimal values. You can just double click on this and then paste those right in there, and it will then change to that color. If I want to change that color here, let's say I'm doing this kind of a magenta up here. It's a dark magenta right now. If I just move this inner circle here, notice how this middle square is giving me the lightness and the darkness for that color, and the full saturation and no saturation. So it's brightness and saturation in here, and then outside is your color. So choose your base color like this. There's a nice magenta, and then take your middle spot here and find the brightness and saturation that you want. So I'll just go up and here's some place that looks pretty good. Okay, let's now grab that paint bucket. There it is. If I click in here, notice how it paints that whole side. If I hide the arm, you see it didn't paint the whole block, it just painted the one face, the one side there. So that's kind of nice. It makes it real easy to come in and begin working on this. Now if I come in here and grab this tool, this is that auto tone tool, and then just paint over here with that, that just kind of randomizes the values in there, making it real easy to give that nice kind of mottled effect. Let's come down here to the eyedropper, and I'll click in the pants someplace, and there's that pant color right there. So I can now go up here to the pencil tool, and I'll just use that to come in and paint a little bit of a change down here. There we go, that easy to do. If I hide the legs, you can see how that's the bottom part now of that body. Okay, if you're making a figure like this, maybe you're doing the shirt and you want to get all the faces, let's go ahead and we'll do this shirt in here real easy. Let's go back over here to the eyedropper, and I'll grab a middle value right there. Looks pretty good. Let's go back to our paint bucket tool, and I'll click into this face. Notice how I lost that arm down there. Sometimes you don't want to paint the whole thing. Let's say I wanted to keep the arm. So I'll just click on the undo. There we go. And I'll use my pencil tool up here, and here you just draw on just like that. Just pencil it in. Now I can use the auto tone here and just kind of paint over that with the auto tone. There it is. Kind of nice. Okay, back to our pencil tool. Let's get this side over here. There we go. This time I'll use the darken tool a little bit here, just kind of like that, and then the lighten tool. So it does something similar to this tool up here, but instead of being random, you can be real specific with that. Okay, I'm going to spin the model around to this side. There we go. And I'll grab that pencil tool again, and let's get this bit in here. And I'll get the back of that sleeve right there. And let's do the back in here. I'm just following this along with the pencil tool. Now if you do a whole bunch of stuff like this and go to the undo, notice that undoes one block at a time. It doesn't undo everything real fast, it just does one block at a time. Okay, and I'll just finish painting this in. So there we go, and let's get this sleeve over here. And then I'll grab the auto tone, and let's just quickly go over this whole thing, put in some randomness in there. Looks pretty good, I like that. And go out here, spin it around, let's get that sleeve right there. Come in here, I'll paint that in. There we go. And of course that auto tool again. There it is. Okay, now there's still more to do though. Let's hide this arm right there. There's that side. So same thing, pencil tool. Come in, we'll paint this in. There we go. So you can see how easy this is to use. It's just a matter of just kind of, painting it on the different sides. So I can spin them around this way, and let's hide that arm. Same thing, let's get this bit in here done. There we go. Now you can get as fancy as you want on this. You can, draw in whole new looks on these things once you get used to the interface. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, let's hide the head. There's a little bit on the top there. And pencil tool, let's do that one and that one. The spin to the bottom, and let's hide the legs. Okay, so that takes care of that part. That's fine. Let's put our arms back on, legs back on again. And now let's get the top of those two sleeves. Same thing, just come in here and paint in like that. There we go. And paint in here. There it is. And then grab our auto tool and put some auto toning in here. Just kind of brush that over. Put the head back on again. And there we go. There's a brand new shirt in here. If I wanted to maybe put in some skin right down here, let's grab a skin color. Eyedropper tool, and I'll grab it right from the arm here. Back to our pencil. And this just put in just a little bit of something like that. And then I'll grab that auto tool here, just kind of auto set that in. Now, I didn't want to get that piece up here, so let's just undo that. There we go. And I'm going to darken down those edges, and that's the darken tool right here. I'm just going to click on those sides and darken those down a little bit. Darker outside and lighter in the middle. Okay, there's a nice little neck area there for that shirt. Now once you have a texture, if you want to, you can add on more stuff on top of this, and that's where this layer comes in. There we go, here's our outer layer. Let's say I wanted to give another layer in here, a second layer on this. I'm going to put in a band on top of the arms, like a rolled kind of a cuff thing. And for that, let's change our color a little bit here, a bit more purple. That looks pretty good right there. And the pencil tool. Now let's paint right on top of the arms. It's a little hard to see those, so I'm going to hide everything else. Now the inside of those, that doesn't really matter, but we'll go ahead and we'll fix that anyway. So let's paint across here, and right across here I need to fix that. And then there. Kind of hard to see that back arm. Let's see if I can hide that one. That's that one. And put this in. Bring that back up again. Get the front side right here. And then I have that side right there. Okay, let's switch back to our pink color. Eyedropper tool, there is pink color. Now this is on the regular skin and not this outer layer. So let's hide the outer layer and let's get this on the inner layer. Solid in here is just fine. That's not really going to show. Spin it around this way and let's get this one done. There we go, gets that inside section done. Okay, there's a little mistake right here. Let's grab some skin color and fix that one. Spin it around and I had it a bit too long right there. Okay. So that's all good. Let's bring the outer layer back up again. There's the outer layer with those rolled cuffs on there. Let's do the same thing down here on the pant leg. Real quick, I'm just going to use my eyedropper and just click in here, get that color right in here. I'll make it a bit darker. There we go. I want this on my outer layer, so we're fine. And let's just come right across the top here like that. Spin it around and up and over that bit. Straight across the back. Over and down right there. And there we go. Now there's an inside and outside on the legs as well, so let's just go ahead and hide that. There's one. That one right there. Bring that back up again. There's this one. And get that right there. Bring it back up again. Bring everything back up. And there we go. We've now changed the look in here quite a bit. Added rolled cuffs and rolled sleeves. And notice how those parts are actually sticking out just a little bit above. Kind of a three-dimensional look in here to our skin. Okay, once you're happy with your skin, it's easy to save that. You can download that to your computer. Right here, I recommend doing this. Always download to your computer. Click on that. There's my folder. It gives it a real big long name. You can change the name if you want to. I'll just leave it at that. Choose save. And I've now downloaded that to my computer. If you want to share your skin, you'll need to have an account here with Skindex. I mean, you can do all this stuff without an account. If you want to share it, you need an account. The account's free. You just sign up with a username and password. Just set that up and you're all set to go. Make sure you're logged in. Click on upload right here. There we go. You can give it a title, give it a description, put some tags in if you want to. There's the look of your skin. Let them know that you're not a robot, just in case you aren't. And click upload. and then that's up on their site, and anybody can then download that skin. Okay, now that we have our skin done, so we have this nice skin in here. We've already downloaded this. Let's now see how to put this back into the game, and for that, let's go back to the launcher. Okay, here's our new skin right there. Here's a launcher in behind. Let's go to the launcher, and up here, there's Play, Installations, and click on Skins right here. There's a skin I normally use in the game, and I have that one right here. There's a shirt change I did just using a graphics program to do that. And I'll click on New Skin here. And what I want to do is leave it as a classic file. I can give it a name if I want to. And then find your file, click on Browse, and then navigate to the folder where your skins are saved. Let's go ahead and we'll do that. There it is. There's that skin. Choose Open. There we go. And notice how those overlay parts are actually a little bit thicker on your model, so they actually stick out just a little bit. Okay, that's all good. Click on Save and Use, and there it is. And it's also going to be in your game at this point, and you're all set to go right inside your game. Notice you can add in a whole lot of these skins in here if you want to. Okay, let's go ahead. I'll put this back to my normal spacesuit. I'll use this one. There we go. Now, if you don't want to use this tool here, the launcher, to put your skin onto your character in the game, you can also do this through the Minecraft.net website. Let me bring that up. Okay, here we are inside of the Minecraft.net website. Now, you already have a Minecraft account, so just go ahead and use that account to log into this site. You may need to register for that, but again, it's free. You just need to have your Minecraft account to register. That also links it to your Minecraft so that this will then update your skin inside of the game. So on Skins, if I scroll down just a little bit, there's my current skin. You can see it right down here. And then simply use this to navigate to your new skin file. There we go. Choose Open. There's the new skin. Notice that I'm still seeing the old skin down here. So I'll click on Upload. Uploads, and there's the current skin. If you don't want to be using that and you want to reset to the default skin, just click on Reset Your Skin, and it goes back to the default look. There we are. So either this or the launcher, they both work just fine. Notice that this works for PC or Mac. Really easy to do that. Okay, there you go. That's how to use the Skindex website to make your own skins to use inside of Minecraft. And if you like this video, hit that like button, click on share, click on subscribe. Take a look at my channel for a bunch more Minecraft videos, and I'll see you later.